Alright, for this 90s Sports Nostalgia video, this is a video about the top 5 NFL uniforms and jerseys that I wish would come back from the 90s. And when you look at like the NBA and MLB and NHL, there were some bad uniforms in the 90s, but the uniforms in the NFL in the 90s, like, they were really good. I'll just say this. I think when I take a look at uniforms today, I think like every franchise has a uniform that I prefer more back in the 90s than today. Take a look at just franchises like the Vikings and Lions. They're kind of similar. They just had some minor tweaks, but I still like those uniforms better in the 90s. And even like the Jets Kelly Green, I prefer those more. The Arizona Cardinals uniforms in the 90s, like the white uniforms in the 90s with that emblem that they had on the shoulder was just awesome. I really like that. But this is just a list of the 5 NFL uniforms that I wish were back, and not just used for like once a year or once every so often for like a throwback uniform, but just were back for good. So the first team that I do want to mention, give kind of like an honorable mention to, and that is the Houston Oilers. Now, the Houston Oilers won't come back for good to be a team's main uniform. That's because of the Tennessee Titans and the Houston Texans, and that's just because like the Tennessee Titans changed their name in 1999 from the Tennessee Oilers to the Tennessee Titans, and the Houston Texans, well, they're the Texans. So let's start off at number 5. The number 5 NFL team that I wish went back to the uniform in the 90s, that is the New England Patriots. Now, I really like the New England Patriots uniform in the 90s with that huge Patriot head. I know some 90s uniforms in other sports try to be unique, try to be bold, try to win big on the logos. But the Patriots, I felt, did it right. And also with this Patriots uniform, I think, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think they were the first team to kind of like do a drop shadow, as they use the red for the drop shadow. And I really liked how they did the numbers. And like I said, I really like the Patriot head and I like the royal blue. So I wish the Patriots uniforms in the 90s would come back. All right, number four, the Seattle Seahawks. Now, I love the Seahawks uniforms with the blue, the green, and then with the silver. That blue and green, that is a very good color scheme. I wish more teams would do that. Love when the Timberwolves did it. I also loved like when the Hartford Whalers did it. But anyways, these jerseys are just sweet. The blue, the green, also the silver, taking me back to the Chris Warren, Cortez Kennedy, Dave Craig. I really like those uniforms, so I wish those would come back. I couldn't stand the uniforms that they changed to during the Matt Hasselbeck days. And you got these uniforms, which are the uniforms used now. I call them the Piranha Conda uniforms. Yes, Piranha Conda was a movie. Somehow I watched it, but I wasn't fortunate enough to watch Sharknado. But anyways, I don't know why. I just thought about Piranha Conda when I see these uniforms. But I wish the Seattle Seahawks uniforms with the blue, the green, and the silver would come back. All right, number 3. Now, these 3 I wish would really come back. Number 3, the Kelly Green Eagles uniforms. These uniforms are just so sweet. I love these uniforms so much during the Randall Cunningham days. Seth Joyner with that great defense. Reggie White, Jerome Brown, Clyde Simmons, Eric Allen. I love these uniforms. I really love the Eagles wings on the helmets, the silver, or gray, whatever you want to call it, and then the Kelly Green. These are just sweet, and I love the Eagle logo on the shoulder. Someone at my school had a Randall Cunningham jersey. It was like one of the coolest jerseys. I wanted that jersey so bad. Had the Eagle on the shoulder. I just really like the Eagle on the shoulder, so I wish these jerseys would come back in number 3, the Philadelphia Eagles. At number 2, I'm going to say the Cincinnati Bengals. Now, for the 2021 season, the Bengals, they're going to use uniforms kind of similar to the ones that I liked that began in 1997. I'm going to get more into that later on about the 97 jersey. But anyways, like I said, the 21-21 jerseys, the Cincinnati, they're kind of like the Bengals jerseys from the 90s, but the 90s Bengals jerseys were just so sweet with the Boomer Esiason. And I like kind of like the vertical stripe, and I don't know what to call it, near the shoulder, that orange and black. I really liked it. And then during the 1997, they added the Tiger Bangle on the shoulder, which I really like black and orange is such a great color scheme. And then they messed it up like going with these kind of uniforms, and I couldn't stand these uniforms. These uniforms were perfect in the 90s with like the Boomer Esiason days, and like I said, 97 when they added in the Tiger. I love these uniforms, and I don't know why they changed it. I wish they'd go back to these uniforms. These are just such sweet uniforms. So number 2, the Cincinnati Bengals. And at number 1, I wish these uniforms would come back so bad. I love these uniforms. That is the Atlanta Falcons. These Atlanta Falcons uniforms, I just think are just tremendous when you watch them play. They're just so, I don't know what the word, I guess I'll just say beautiful. The all black, the Falcon bird. I love the black helmets, the black uniform, and also the red trim makes it just perfect. And I just loved watching these uniforms. These are just perfect uniforms with the all black, and I don't know why they changed it to this. I can't stand these uniforms, like similar to the Bengals uniforms. I just can't stand it. And I wish they'd go back to his uniforms, but these uniforms are so sweet during like Deion Sanders, Jeff George, The 98 team that went to the Super Bowl, and also a little bit for Michael Vick's career. I just love these uniforms. And talking about the red trim, I forgot to mention about the Oilers uniforms. I actually like the powder blue Oilers uniforms better than the Chargers powder blue uniforms. That's just because I think more of like the red trim on the shoulders and around the numbers. If I put the Houston Oilers uniforms on, I put them number 3. But number 1, I got the Falcons. So number 5 of NFL uniforms from 90s that I wish would come back. Number 5, the Patriots. Number 4, the Seattle Seahawks. Number 3, the Philadelphia Eagles. Number 2, the Cincinnati Bengals, and number 1, the Atlanta Falcons. So I do want to give some shout outs right now and also go through some comments and just see what other people said. So thank you so much for the comments. So first, Mandy Golden Goddess fan said the Houston Oilers. Yeah, I love those Houston Oilers jerseys. I was a big Houston Oilers fan in the early 90s in the Warren Moon days when they used to blitz all the time. They had some really tremendous players to run and shoot. And then also to Maurice Jones, the Eagles Kelly Green and the Seahawks Blue. Likewise, I love those uniforms. Both those uniforms I wish would come back. Now to Maurice Wiggs talking about the Kelly Green Eagles and also the Falcons black jersey. Yes, man, those are just awesome. I love those two uniforms, man. Great minds think alike. Maurice Wiggs and also Maurice Jones. And then also to Rolly Rod 14, the Buccaneers Creamsicle. Yes, I love those uniforms. I wanted an Eric Rhett Creamsicle Buccaneers jersey so bad. He was my favorite run back in the 90s, but I couldn't find one. The thing about those Creamsicle jerseys, I like they had a different like kind of shades of orange that I also liked. I actually like those Buccaneers jerseys better than the ones today. I kind of understand why they changed it in a way, kind of like to start a new identity, because they were just so bad in the 80s and early 90s. And then their owner, Hugh Culverhouse, passed away, and then things changed with Tony Dungy and Rich McKay. And, you know, I think it was a good thing that they did change. But anyways, I do like the Creamsicle jerseys. The San Diego Chargers powder blues, yes. Those are awesome. I don't like the new ones that they're going to use for the 2021 season, because like the old like powder blues like you would see like LaDainian Tomlinson wear like once a year, they had like the white that go down here. They were just perfect. And like the new Chargers powder blues, I don't like them as much because they don't have like that white, and I can't stand the yellow pants when they wear it with the yellow pants. By the way, I don't like anything with the Chargers because I really felt bad for San Diego how their team left. And then the last one I want to say, back to Big Pasty. The Oilers, yeah, the Oilers are awesome, of course. The Buccaneers were the Creamsicle, 3 home games per year. I wish that's the case. I think the last time they wore was during the 2012 season. And then also the Chargers, the dark blue Chargers. I love those dark blue Chargers uniforms. Those are awesome. And of course, like the Rams, the Eagles, and Chargers, their helmets were just awesome. So that's it. Thank you so much for your interest in this video. I know my opinion, it ain't special or anything, but I'm just so happy that you tuned into this video and just to bring back some nostalgia. Go back to his uniforms. Thank you so much. I appreciate everything, and see ya. See ya. Thank you so much for watching this 90s sports video. I greatly appreciate it. Don't forget to subscribe, like, share. Check out the links below like Patreon. Thank you so much.